Hello, it's Vincent here from Vincent Games, your untapped source of MTG tips, info and discussion. Welcome to round 4 of Living End in Modern. Haven't been playing my best Magic in the first few games, I'll be honest. Round 2 and 3 made some pretty horrendous play mistakes. We won round 3 though against a blue-black Merfolk deck, which was an interesting list playing black. So just going to shake off the bad times and move on. So this hand seems crap. The Spirit Guide is probably a trap because you can think, oh, I can cycle on turn 1 and then nothing else happens. So I think we have to mulligan that. If I had one land, it would be okay. This, I don't want to mulligan anymore, so I'm keeping this. It's not great. That goes to the bottom. That is the happiest scry. Happiest scry. Oh, another blue-black. Oh, is this another Grixis Death Shadow ridiculousness? Or they could be playing Living End with blue. So yeah, probably going to open with a fetch land because we definitely don't want to be drawing more lands in this game. So fetch into red-black land and then Cycle Ceradon, but I don't know what our opponent's going to do. And this hand does have the potential to be quite explosive with the 2 Spirit Guides there. I mean, if we... slow roll to turn 1 Thoughtseize. And our opponent has just put in the chat, sorry, they're multitasking. So he wasn't just being amusing. I'm quite surprised he's not taken a cycler. Maybe he's got another. Although to be fair, draw other cyclers. So maybe that's the correct thing to do. It's just the fact that I've got 2 Spirit Guides. So I mean, how much are you really gaining from taking a Spirit Guided out? I'm not sure. Like if I had 1 Spirit Guide, then yeah, that would have been a good thing to tag. I mean, granted, I haven't got something like a Violent Outburst or whatever, so he didn't have an awful lot of great options to Thoughtseize there. So not the best Thoughtseize from our opponent. This one will probably be good. Oh no, that's a Thought Scour. Yeah, I'm going to get Tassigard. I don't want to get Tassigard. Oh. Not getting Tassigard. I've forgotten how much the mana cost of Tassigard is now. Maybe we could never have been Tassigard. But I thought we had enough there with the Delve. I'm not going to sit here and work it out. I'm just going to get a Blood Crypt. Start cycling. See, it's irritating now that he's got a Street Wraith there because if I cycle a Street Wraith and I put back a Street Wraith, a Desert Ceradon, Simian Spirit Guide, it does put a lot of power down, but he's getting a Street Wraith back. No, I think I'd rather wait to cast Blackcleave CLiffs. I should have gone Stomping Ground because I should have done Stomping Ground there because I could Violent Outburst in response if something goes tits up, but I've not done that. The reason I didn't do that was because I'm thinking of potentially double cycling if I draw into a black cycler. But yeah, I'd rather wait just a turn. I know it kind of leaves them to be likely to have counter score or something. Oh, see now I could have Violent Outbursted in response to this Thoughtseize. And now I just can't do that. So yeah, that was pretty silly. Should have done that in response. But then it would have been a very weak Violent Outburst into Living End because he'd have got his Street Wraith back. See now this is kind of what I was hoping for, minus the loss of the Violent Outburst, was to be able to now fire off some cyclers now and do some cascading next turn when I've got more power to put on the table. Hello, Faerie Macabre. You are a good draw. So, and that's again, now I can get rid of his Street Wraith. But then, arguably, I don't have a lot of anything else happening. So we'll cast a Stomping Ground. Play a Stomping Ground, sorry. And we'll cycle, because if I cycle into Demonic Dread, I can cascade with the help of Simian Spirit Guide. No. This has not gone well. So I'm not worried about them doing some sort of Battle Rage, Double Strike on the Death Shadow nonsense. I just don't think that's what this deck is playing. I think a lot of decks have moved away from that kind of all-in approach now. With a lot of good Taxian Probe, you kind of just have to... It makes that strategy much less appealing. You're going to hit me. How? Tasiga? The Anglor. Okay, let's hope for a way of cascading. Nope. Well, that doesn't help. Is there a way of cascading, not just losing on the spot? Great. If I play a fetch and chum. I'm just gonna cast a Spirit Guide, attempt to chump a Death Shadow, and then hopefully see if we can get there with that. There are any number of cards that we lose to now. Collective Brutality again, or Colligan's Command, Terminate, Fatal Push. Okay. It's probably more sensible to block the Death Shadow. What can they do at instant speed that hurts them? Counter Squall, which isn't going to happen. And then they're going to bolt themselves. How can they hurt themselves? The 0 mana pump spells. I'm going to make what appears to be the incorrect block, because I just don't think they have a way of making that Death Shadow. Okay, reset blockers. They have the Cycler, then it will be 5 damage. So they need two ways of cycling at instant speed to make it the same. So that's what they would need for that. So I'm perfectly fine with taking that risk. I'm taking 3. Yeah, fine. That's good. I don't think the little bit of damage we saved there is going to be make a huge difference or not, but that's fine. Okay, so just need a way to cascade. Come on. Okay. Just need a way to cascade. Come on. Just need a way to cascade. Come on. Balls. Okay, so cast Faerie Macabre. And you play the same point as before. Anything, yeah, literally anything kills us, which it did, which was fine. Oh, that was a shame. If we'd drawn the Cascade, we would have won there. But wow, we would have been as good as winning with the heck of amount of creatures we're bringing back. I would have been able to exile something with the Faerie Macabre, with the Cascade on stack. So all these creatures die, we get a whole host of stuff, and just kill him in one turn. One swing would have killed him. But it wasn't to be. I like Street Wraith, but having boarded them out against this deck before, I actually don't think they're that terrible. I do think Leyline of the Void is good. Between Tassigas and Gurmag Anglers, I mean that's their whole strategy of trying to just put down undercosted creatures. So I actually think Leyline is very good here. Ricochet Trap has proven to be good because of the counter squall. We need Krosan Grips to deal with Grave Hate, so that's them definitely coming in. We're on the play, so 8 cards coming in seems like a lot. I think maybe on the play we could perhaps not bother with the ley lines. No, I don't care. I think we need to get out of this whole play draw thing, and I think we need to kind of play more of a... They're going to have cards to disrupt us, so we can't play a quick game. So we're going to take out 4 Spirit Guides, as much as that pains me. And I'm going to take out 2 copies of Demonic Dread, because the sorcery speed is not so good, and 2 Cyclers. And I'm going to board in 3 Cyclers, and I'll take in another Beast with him. So we're playing a much slower game. I mean, I could take out or put in more Fulminator Mages, but I think some amount of them is good, but I don't want to go all in on that plan. And playing the slower game very much here. No, we're going to go for it. Take out 2 Demonic Dreads and put in 2 Fulminator Mages. Yeah. This could be over sideboarding. This could be very much over sideboarding, but I think we need to interfere with their game plan as much as they're going to be interfering with ours. So between Ricochet Traps, Fulminator Mages, Ley Lines, I think that's hopefully going to knock them off course enough that that's worthwhile. But we'll see. We'll see. Going to keep this hand. Seems pretty good. 2 Cyclers and a sideboard card in the form of Ricochet Trap, which is nice because if we were going for the keeping the Spirit Guides in, not taking in so much of like that anti-grave hate cards, and maybe just trying to power out an early living end and just ride that, then an opening hand of this isn't that inspiring, because yeah, you've got the Cyclers, but it could potentially just be quite a slow hand. So given how we sideboarded, this is actually not a terrible hand. Sorry, a bit quiet there. The person was commenting on my name in the chat, but I don't really understand what they were getting at. Thoughtseize. I'm just going to let this resolve, as there is not an awful lot that I can do about it. If they put a Cycler in the graveyard, then fine. But the obvious choice is the Ricochet Trap. Just cycle a card and see what we get. Another horror. How horrible. Krosan Grip's a fine draw. Play the Blackcleave CLiffs so we can cycle both of our cards. Although Copperline Gorge would have meant we could as well, so, and Swamp in fact because of the hybrid. So yeah. Krosan Grip may be one of those cards that, or just Artifact Hate in general, maybe one of those cards that is just not good to board in. Because if they don't see their Grave Hate, then the card is essentially a dead card. Whereas Leyline now is not great. Whereas obviously if they get it, then it's great because you've got a way of killing it. But then if they could have their Grave Hate, but then you not draw the Krosan Grip anyway. Oh my gosh, why am I unable to draw anything even remotely good? Maybe 18 lands is correct. Maybe I haven't been, touch wood, stuck on drawing lands yet. But I have drawn a fair amount of lands over these 2 games. I mean, I only played a handful of games, but it certainly feels like I've drawn a lot of land. So those 3 lands card, those 3 lands in my hand now could literally be almost anything else. Maybe 2. 2 of those lands could almost be anything else, and I'll be a lot happier. So I've got Leylines. Even now though, this Leyline is not going to do much. Needs to be in the opening. Oh, crying out loud. The discard in Modern is just so good. Even when I've been playing like burn decks, it's just been like, oh, okay, I'll cast Inquisition on turn 1. It's like you lose an Eidolon and you're just sitting there thinking, what the hell do I do now? This is awful. There is literally no reason not to cast this Leyline. They delve, is it 5 mana? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so even if I use Faerie Macabre to remove stuff now, there's no point because he's still got plenty to delve with, so it's just a waste of time. Gangler. Yeah, see, it wouldn't have made a difference as to me. If I got rid of 2 cards. Although actually if I got rid of 2, yeah. I thought Go Mad cost 1 less, so that was silly. Oh well. Just need to draw Living End really. And then it won't matter too much. So if I draw Living End, then I can Oh dear. Yeah, if I draw Living End, then I can exile the 2 creatures they have once that's resolved. But no, I don't want to draw Living End. I mean, Cascade spell. But now, I mean, it's very likely they've got a counter squall in hand. We're just kind of sitting here thinking, well, they're just sitting there thinking we don't have to do anything anymore. Just attack. Don't have to tap out. And we'll have lost because of that turn 1 Thoughtseize taking Ricochet Trap. Brutal. Fine. I stand corrected. We'll lose because of a Terminate. Oh, that was horrible. That did not go well. Yep. Probably over sideboarded with Leyline there. It's one of those cards that if you get it in your opening hand, and I could stop them from doing stuff, or stopping them from casting their Gomag Anglers, then that would be okay. But then even in this game, if that had happened, they still managed to resolve a Death Shadow. So it wasn't. I don't think there's enough going on with their grave that the Leyline is terribly good to bring in. If it was something like Relic, not Relic because that would kill my own grave. If it was something like Jund Charm to permanently remove their graveyard, then that might be okay. But even then, that wouldn't be good. That's not the sort of card I want to be casting in this map, in this deck. So yeah, I don't think it's the right card we want to be bringing in, really. But hey ho. On to the final round.